Welcome to the Empowerment Show, a weekly podcast call-in show that's here to enrich and educate the community of beautiful Northeast Pennsylvania and its surrounding areas. Hosted by Kendall Stevenson.
There are institutions here, such as Sisters Keepers is one, and there's one called PATH. That's another. There are organizations here to help the homeless mentally and to maybe try to help them find some shelter, maybe in the long run some housing. But the whole idea is that these people are here, they are helping, and they are trying to get people into housing and get them the benefits and the mental health that they need. I know a young lady, when she was feeding people out of the back of her car. She was taking care of the homeless with her own money. Mm-hmm. That she was doing this, trying to help, and she's a part of the Sisters Keepers organization. Okay?
Well, listen, I gotta keep repeating it. This is everybody's problem. It's not just their problem, and everybody in that situation don't need mental health. Some of them are sharper than us. It's just that they're in a situation. Now, how they got there, I don't know. But I mean, I was in a position where I was trying to help someone get a raise at work, and the person didn't want the raise because then that would push her out of a category where she was getting assistance with her rent. So it's like, is that where we at right now? Because my thing would be, I'm gonna take the raise and just figure something out.
Well, that kind of like society.
But depends on how much it is now. They talking, but this was a substantial amount that could have changed your situation where you don't need assistance. But some people are just comfortable
dependent upon it. Yeah.
And it's generations and generations of somebody's got to break the chain.
Yeah.
At some point, somebody got to break the cycle.
Yeah. People become complacent. They look at a lot of people that live in the projects. I'm not to put the projects down, but a lot of people don't have to live there, but they stay there. They're comfortable there, and I got some people that I know that never left Brooklyn.
It's not even cheap anymore.
I was about to say
they do that based on your salary now.
Yes, I was about to say that they realized that some people didn't need to really stay there. People got these high-end jobs, so now a certain percentage of the housing within a housing complex have income based. So everything is income based, but everybody paid their 30%.
But I'm kind of happy they did that because when I had my good little $150 a month apartment, I'd probably still be there. I would have never get left that joint. They'd be like, yo, whose Rolls Royce is that outside? They'd be like, oh, that's DJ Rud.
I remember growing up and living in the projects. We had homeless people that actually were in the projects. They were living in the staircase, and
that's a real situation.
I come out and they were urinating in the elevators and so forth and so on.
No, that was the people that lived there that was doing that.
They
had apartments. They had apartments.
I never caught anybody doing this, so I'm not going to blame.
They couldn't make it to the 8th floor.
No, I'm not going to blame Hash.
Listen. They were marking their territory.
Yeah,
they didn't want people like me.
Yeah,
to be coming up in there.
Yeah.
Because that skeeved me out, so I wasn't coming up in there.
Yeah, but in this country, we really have a big homeless situation and a mental situation. Now, along with that, you got the physical abuse that's going on. You got the battered women that are leaving their homes and they end up in a homeless shelter. Yeah, Have you ever seen those? The battered women?
I've
they
heard
beat
of
up
it.
And the battered families and
I
whatnot.
have a family member that used to work for a company called Women in Need.
Right.
Where the women, it could be men too, are battered. And when we spoke about this somewhat last week, about when they try to leave, sometimes they don't like to leave or they're scared to leave because they're controlled by the opposite or the other person, where they feel like their life will be in jeopardy. So now they come to this particular shelter and they have to stay there for a while. I'm not going to call it the witness protection program, but
same sandwich.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, they come there and I don't know if they get different identities or whatever, but I know that's where they would go to start a new life.
Now, do these people do they get preparation, first treatment? Like if they have to go to a homeless shelter, would they get preparation? Would they, over someone that's there, let's say for a mental problem, and if they go to they have to go to these places and they're there for abuse?
I don't know. I just know, like I said, I'm speaking on Vegas. When I was out there, I saw like a long line. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't even know what the line was for. I'm like, why are all these people line? It was like 2 blocks of a line. They said they have to line up that early to ensure that they get a bed. Other than that, it's like a first come, first served basis. So it didn't seem like it was any preferential treatment. It seemed like if you want a room, you need to be out on that line somewhere like before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or you're not even going to have a chance.
Well, I didn't just mean like getting to bed. I meant like getting an apartment. Do they, there's a list, right? There's a waiting list
Kendall,
to get into.
Your cousin want to give you a shout out, Samuel Jackson.
What's up, Sam? How you feeling, brother? It's all good. His name is Samuel L. Jackson.
All right.
That's his name. Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. What I'm saying is that let's say if you were in there and you're a battered woman, you've been beat up and so forth, and do you get preferential treatment when it comes to, let's say, getting an apartment first over someone else? You've been beat up. You got 2 kids. Your man is in jail. You got to order protection on him. So what do? You're in a shelter. You're gonna have to come out of the shelter sometime. So are you gonna be first on the list to get somewhere?
It appears that they're giving a preference to the women and children, and then they're putting like all the men in a different location, or like a big sprung, as we call it, like a big tent type of situation, or whatever they setting up for them. They are trying to get, it seems like, the women and the children preference. So depending on that, I mean, I'm not sure if it's a legal law. It's just what it appears from outside and looking in. That's what it appears that's happening. But at the other end of it, well, nobody wants that in their area. Everybody's protesting, not here, not here. Where did they go? Where are you gonna go? You're gonna run out of space eventually.
If anybody would like to have any questions for us, you can give us a call at 1-888-304-4401, or you can hit us up on the chat. Thank you. Boy, Coco, this has been a very long day for me. I tell you, I got a new puppy.
It's not homeless, is it?
No, he's not homeless. No,
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's spoiled. He's a Beastler. And he's like a Hungarian dog. He's got hazel eyes and he's got this reddish brown complexion. He's a beautiful dog. I didn't mean to go off topic.
It's okay.
He just came.
It's another muffin feed. The same subject.
Well, what it is I'm looking at the clock and I know that my wife is saying, hey, you got to come home and walk this dog.
I don't care what time the show started. At 7 o'clock you need to be on.
You need to be home walking this dog, son. But yeah. But again, this homeless situation, and I really wish someone would call in and ask us a little more questions or text us about the homeless situation. We do have some information, and we'll put it up on our board. If you need it, anybody needs any help, they can always call the numbers that we're going to put up on the board. Okay. There's also a location, it's called Help Me. Find Help and Help Me. Those are 2 other organizations. You can just Google them. If you're near a phone, I guess you can call them up on the phone. If not, you can ask somebody, can I use your phone? Can I Google this number because I'm homeless and I need to have a place to stay tonight? Okay. So again, we're going to put them up on our board, and anybody needing the information, it'll be there for you. Okay.
And remember, this is Unity in the Community, the Empowerment Show. So we're here to give you information. If there's any specific topics you want to know or hear about in the future, just put it in the chat. Put it on the Facebook, Unity in the Community, PA 570 page, our Instagram. We'll get the topic researched, bring in some experts or specialists to talk about it, to get the information to you, because we want to empower you. And again, 888-304-4401. Tonight's topic is homelessness.
Yeah, and sorry, we kind of had to go off the cuff with this. We did have a person that had to come in, but unfortunately she took ill, and we kind of had to run the show the way we ran the show.
But she'll be back. We'll bring her back.
But she'll be back, and along with some other people. We have some other people that we think that they'll be interested in, some politicians and mostly local people. We are a local radio station, so we plan to deal with mainly issues within the community. So this is why, even though we're diverse as a people, we need to be all inclusive when it comes to policies. Okay, because the policies are going to make the difference on how we live our lives, how we run our schools, our churches, our businesses. All of that's going to make a difference because we need circulation of money. And if we're inclusive, we will circulate money through our own communities, and our communities will grow.
I like to close by saying, let's just be thankful, grateful of our situation. Even if you have a job, a job is initials is JOB. That's just over broke. So it's probably 80% of people in this community are maybe 2 or 3 paychecks just away from being homeless. You know what I mean? So even if you're not in that situation now, it can happen to anybody at any time. If we don't put some things in place to somewhat control our own destiny. And I would just like to just say, I'm grateful for the situation we're in. I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for you guys' intellect and that you cared enough to even touch a subject like this, because it's really a serious issue, touch close to home.
There's a brother that comes on the radio. His name is Joe Madison, and I love him. And when he gets ready to end his show, one of the main questions that he always asks people is, what are you going to do about it? So anytime there's a problem or you need to find a solution, look at the man or the woman in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you going to do about it? Because everybody can do something. If it's not so much to pick up the phone and call your legislator or your local politician, but everyone can do something. Like I tell you, there was a young lady, she was distributing food to the homeless people. She's a part of an organization. She has a 501(c), but she has to wait some time period in order to get grants. So what she did was loaded up a car with food, and she decided to go out and distribute the food to the homeless people. So that says that every one of us can do something to help. Thank you. My name is Kendall. This is Coco, and we got the best DJ in the world,
DJ Rud at
Peace.
Genesis Radio.
Peace. We out.
See you all next week.
Peace.
Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel.